Oh, babe, when you first rolled in, the wind hitting you and the dress moving, you were full-blown fashion model.
Yeah, it's a full Diana Ross in Central Park moment. I'm wearing what could be called a muumuu, but I'm just going to call it a fancy dress.
That's not a muumuu.
It's, all right, not the hot foxes like
You
myself.
look, I didn't even know it was you. You were like in the wind like...
That's right.
I was like, oh, wow, Kathy, what's up?
I just couldn't miss this. You know, I've been feeling under the weather, and, I had cancer, and then I had surgery, so I'm getting better. But every so often, you gotta have a night out, and a night of comedy, and the great Carlin. And I'll tell you a funny little backside, I'll tell you a funny behind-the-scenes story. I never knew Carlin. I saw him live once, but I never got to meet him. My dad knew him, because when my dad had, double bypass, Carlin was having a stent in his heart, and they would not hang out, but they would chat at their rehab. So they'd be on the treadmill. It was the craziest thing. My dad would just come home, and I lived in a 2-bedroom apartment with my parents. He'd be like, well, I was talking to George on the treadmill today.
Wow.
So it's a wild story. So I was able to talk to his ex-wife and daughter about it.
So cool.
I know.
So cool. This is a big honoring of George.
Oh my gosh.
I was expecting more comedians to be here actually.
I think, look, the fact that people can get it, and I probably maybe the festival, Netflix festival, there's a lot of comedians being out, but everybody's gonna watch it. He was the gold standard, especially for such a First Amendment person like I am. He really walked that walk and stuff. So I'm excited to see it.
I see some of your comedy from some of the stuff that he did. Some of that stuff is in you.
Well, look, I believe that truth is essential in comedy. I think that there is comedy for everybody, so everybody can have the kind of comedy comedian they like. I personally do tend to like truth tellers, and I like it when you kind of feel like you maybe get to know the person. I like when they make you think, and of course I'd never mind a comedian that makes you gasp.
Right. He was also prophetic in the things that he said.
Right.
Did that ever happen to you? You said some stuff and it came through?
Well, I will say there's a certain photo I took that certain people may have wanted to come true.
Right?
So,
Holding something?
That might ring a bell. But, look, I don't know about that because that's his legacy and stuff. But, that's what we try to do. We try to be kind of ahead of the game. We try to call stuff out as it's hitting the popular conscience, and then the audience gets it and we all relate to it. But no, the stuff, I love that the TikTok kids are discovering his work. That's amazing to me. That's what social media should be for. That's fantastic that they're discovering it.
You know what, Kathy, from a personal standpoint, I always root for you on all the stuff that happens to you. I'm always like, get back off, fuck off. Because it's you get up there and do it. You get up there and do it, and you see how good you are, and see how you can pull your words back and you can't.
Right. And we're always trying stuff too. So this idea that a bit has to be fully cooked, or I love when they go, look, my friend Amy Schumer, she did a great job hosting the Oscars with the other ladies, great. And then she was joking, oh, there's a couple jokes I couldn't get to say. So then she goes and does a live show. She has a thing where you have to put your phone in the case, so to protect her material, which is important. Mm-hmm. And then somebody just goes home, calls TMZ, writes down a couple of the jokes. Sorry, writes down a couple of the jokes, and then people pick apart her jokes. But it's not even her special or hearing the jokes. So it's a tough time because stuff is being parsed apart almost before people hear it.
Yeah.
So we'll keep trying new stuff.
Last question. Yeah. Is it harder than ever to start to be a comedian right now?
Let's just be honest. The physical stuff is real in a way it never was. I've had incidents at shows over the decades, because how could I not? It's all these years. But this business of physically attacking comedians on stage, you're going to see it spread.
Are you going to get more security now?
I have a lot, but sure.
Really?
Yeah, but sure.
Wow.
Can always get more.
Wow.
So, by the way, that's we joke about it. It's actually, guess what? It's actually not a great thing that comedians might get just assaulted on any stage.
So great talking to you. You're the best. You're awesome.